Hello, I'm Mukala, and on this edition of the LCTV News, Senator Ed Markey, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Congressman Moulton urges GE to commit to Lynn workers, mask mandate rescinded, statewide school mask requirement to be lifted, and more. On the Lynn Lowdown, we talked Sweet Sadie's benefit concert. Here's this week's LCTV News for Friday, February 11th, 2022.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Senator Ed Markey, Senator Elizabeth Warren, and Congressman Seth Moulton sent out a letter this week to GE Aviation urging they invest in workers, preserve jobs at its Lynn manufacturing plant, and abandon plans to outsource work from its Lynn facilities. This comes after a transfer of work announcement was delivered to IUE CW Local 201 that proposed to offload positions from the Lynn site over the next 18 months to other facilities. To read the full letter, visit lyntv.org. The City of Lynn announced the required face covering has been repealed. This comes after feedback from local public health care leaders, as well as improving public health metrics. Local businesses and public spaces are free to establish their own voluntary safety requirements for entry by customers, staff, and public. The order can change based on public health data and further guidance from the CDC. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education announced the statewide mask requirement for K-12 will be lifted on February 28th. This decision comes after consultation with infectious disease physicians, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and other medical experts. Mask mandates will also be lifted for licensed child care providers, according to data. In Massachusetts, approximately 52% of all individuals who are fully vaccinated have received a booster. Each district will have a choice of masking regardless of vaccination rates within a school. The mask mandate for the Lynn Public Schools will be lifted on March 14th. The Clark Park Mural Restoration Project is now underway thanks to a collective effort from Councilor Coco Alsung and Raw Arts Program. The vandalism of the mural is what sparked community leaders to put this project together. Raw Arts has helped form a team to help with the restoration of the mural. After Councilor Alsung sought help from the community on February 5th, and $450 was raised in 3 hours. Close to $700 has been raised by residents and concerned citizens from around the city. The money will be used to pay for the restoration, feed the artists, and the remainder will be donated to Raw Arts. During this week's City Council meeting, a vote for residency requirement took place. Here's more from the meeting.
During the transition, it became clear that one of the barriers to building out the entire team that works for the city was the city's residency requirement. Not only was it a barrier to hiring, but it was also creating really unfair situations for our people. The residency requirement, as you know, has been watered down over the years. Only 20% of our team is now subject to it.
Almost every other community in the Commonwealth does not have a residency requirement. And pretty much all other comparable communities to Lynn do not have a residency requirement. While I was mayor, every department raised residency as an issue whenever there were positions to be filled. Each department talked about it, and they talked about the challenges they faced because the residency was included in the city charter.
I finally made the decision to return back to Massachusetts in 2018, after living in the frozen tundra of Minnesota for 3 years. I was eager to come back to my community and to work in Lynn. I was on the City Hall website almost daily looking for job opportunities, and at times felt really discouraged because of the residency requirement. Lynn housing is not favorable for a middle-class single-person income, and I was no exception.
Since 2019, we've had roughly 9 full-time positions posted to the public, both librarian and associate level positions. Of the applications I personally reviewed, only 2 candidates had previous library experience, and neither of those applicants lived in Lynn. I believe potential candidates are deterred by the prospect of having to uproot their current living situation, especially given the climate of the housing market.
To watch the full meeting, visit lyntv.org. Last Friday, Innergy opened its doors to the community. Innergy is a blend of fitness and nutrition owned by Mikey Quintana and Ruby Sosa. LCTV stopped by to take a look around. Last week, the City of Lynn welcomed a new business.
It's been amazing. A lot of foot traffic, a lot of awareness. Super exciting. Every day it seems to get a lot better.
Owners Mikey Quintana and Ruby Sosa opened the space to help residents become more in control of their health.
Personally, I know the feeling of walking into a gym space or any type of workout facility and being unsure what to do. So what we will do here is show people the fundamentals of how to work out, be around the group support, stress the importance of what it means to live a healthy, active lifestyle, build the trust in the community, and at the same time help them become their best selves. Innergy's focus is empowering those in the community. We're strictly in the space of helping the community and giving back as many ways as much as possible. I love the idea of being involved in the community.
Although it took 11 months for opening, it would not be at all possible without family and friends.
I had a great support system, and it allowed me to pursue this and allowed me to continue to push this. And with me and my significant other, we were able to put this into fruition.
Quintana hopes those who walk into Innergy leave with a new sense of empowerment.
I pride myself on helping people become the best versions of themselves. We're focusing a lot on the mental aspect of things to let people know that a lot of the frustrations that you deal with internally can be handled in a group setting if you allow yourself to have that type of support that will put you in that direction.
For LCTV, I'm Mukala Kabongo. And now for the sports update. The Lynn Tech Lady Tigers continued their hot streak as they defeated Chelsea 57-20 last night. Before the game, the Lady Tigers honored their 5 seniors during their senior night ceremony. The Tigers were led by Lily Coate, who had a team-high 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 assists. Tech, now 12-4 on the season, will take on Neshoba today. Lynn Classical Lady Rams got back in the win column last night against Medford as they came out with the 55-34 victory. The Lady Rams were led by Molly Mannion, who led all scorers with 14 points. Akia Brown added 14 points as the Lady Rams improved to 13-4 on the season. Lynn Classical is back in action Tuesday when they hit the road to take on Swampscott. It was an instant classic between the Lady Rams and the Lady Bulldogs Tuesday night. Lynn English would escape with the 51-49 victory over the rival Lady Rams to capture the Greater Boston League regular season title. Late in the fourth, with the Bulldogs up 49-41, the Rams will go on an 8-0 run to tie things up at 49 with under a minute left in regulation. Rosie Chang will go the length of the court and sink in the game-winning layup to give the Bulldogs the victory. With the win, the Bulldogs move to 13-2 on the season. The Lady Bulldogs are also back on the court tonight as they host Cambridge. The Lynn Classical Boys team dropped the road game to former Northeastern Conference foe Beverly last night. The Rams will fall to the Panthers 85-49 to move to 6-9 on the season. Jaden Gonzalez led the Rams with 16 points. Lynn Classical will look to get back in the win column Monday when they take on Medford. Lynn English boys basketball team swept their season series with the crosstown rival Lynn Classical Tuesday night as the Bulldogs came away with the 70-49 victory. After the Rams took a 12-10 lead on a Jaden Gonzalez layup, it would be the Bulldogs who would take control of the game in the second quarter as they outscored the Rams 28-8. Carmelo West was key in that second quarter run as he knocked down 3 from beyond the arc to help the Bulldogs take a 20-point lead. West would finish the game with a team-high 16 points. Tyrese Melo Garcia added 15 points, and Yael Vizcaíno had 10 points. The Bulldogs are back in action tonight when they visit Cambridge. The St. Mary's boys basketball team improved to 17-1 on the season after their 38-point victory over Austin Prep Monday night. After being up 6 at the half, the Spartans would outscore the Cougars 31-9 in the third quarter to take a commanding lead. 5 different Spartans got into double figures in this one, led by David Brown Jr., who had a team-high 20 points. Ali Berry added 18 points, Derek Coulonge and Henry Maraca each had 14. Nick Sacco also had 12 points for the Spartans. The Spartans will look to stay unbeaten in CCL play when they take on Bishop Fenwick tonight. The Lady Spartans improved to 17-2 on the season after defeating North Andover 60-47 this past Saturday. It will be a dogfight for St. Mary's as the feisty North Andover team would not go away. After taking a double-digit lead into the half, North Andover would cut the Spartans' lead down to 4. Ercy Quilez would give the Spartans back full control of the game as she made back-to-back baskets to open up a St. Mary's run. Quilez would finish the game with a team-high 19 points. St. Mary's gets back in action tonight when they host Bishop Fenwick. Kip boys basketball team moved to 3-9 on the season after falling to Greater Lawrence 65-50 last night. The Panthers were led by Vic Malfo, who had a team-high 19 points. Kip will look to bounce back today when they visit Greater Lowell. The Boston College Eagles boys basketball team dropped another ACC game Tuesday when they fell to Syracuse 73-64. The Eagles will find themselves down 34-24 at halftime after a horrendous shooting first half. The Eagles would have a better showing in the second half as they put up 40 points, but would not get closer than 8 points as the Orange held on to their lead to escape with the victory. The Eagles are back in action Saturday when they host Duke. It was a tough outing for the Bruins last night at TD Garden as the Carolina Hurricanes shut out the Bees 6-0. The Hurricanes in the second period would score 3 goals to take a commanding 4-0 lead. Andrei Speknokov would get things going in the second with his unassisted goal to make it 2-0. Sebastian Aho would follow after the puck ricocheted off of the Bruins goalie Linus Ullmark. Aho would knock in the puck in the back of the net to make it 3-0. Brett Pesce would end the third with a goal off a Jordan Stahl assist. The Hurricanes will add 2 more goals in the third period to put the game far from reach. The Bruins will look to bounce back tomorrow when they take on the Senators. Puck drops at 12:30. The Boston Celtics are riding a 6-game winning streak after their 126-91 victory over the New Jersey Nets Tuesday night. The Celtics would jump out on the Nets in the first period as they took a 28-2 lead. The lead would get up to 30 in the third period. 5 different Celtics scored in double figures, led by Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, who each had 22 points. The C's are back in action tonight when they host the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. On this edition of the Lynn Lowdown, we were joined by Robert MacIsaac. Here's this week's Lowdown. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. And today we have Robert MacIsaac with us today. How are you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
You know, survived the snowstorm, so now it's waiting for the next one to show up.
Exactly.
Oh man, we're about to talk about first. Let's get into your organization, Sweet Saddies. Is that the name correct?
Sweet Sadie.
Sweet
Yep.
Sadie's, correctly. Talk to me. Tell me a little about the organization.
Yeah, it's called Sweet Sadie Difference Makers. And I, unfortunately, my sister Sarah passed away a couple years ago. And she was very involved in Lynn and very involved in the community. So I wanted to do something to keep her legacy lasting. And the first thing we did is set up a scholarship through North Shore Community College. And it was for people with disabilities because my sister had muscular dystrophy and she was in a wheelchair. And but she didn't let it stop her. She did everything. But we set up that and we raised over $7,500 the first year. And now we have officially became a nonprofit. And we're doing the scholarship through North Shore, and we're doing we're gonna help out. She used to go to this high school called Mass Hospital School in Canton, and well, I think it's called something else now. But she went there, and we're gonna do something for them, give them money so they can buy equipment for their students with disabilities. And a third thing is we're gonna help. I used to live in New Orleans, and we're gonna help out a organization there called through the church, and we're gonna help them out. It's Camp Able, and they're children with, well, adults with disabilities and kids with disabilities, and they do a camp and stuff throughout the summer. So
yes. Now, how long? What year did you start the organization? And you all got the nonprofit status recently? Was it how
Yes.
recent? How recent was it?
we got the nonprofit status this past summer.
Okay.
It took a while. It takes a while, especially through COVID. They have a lot of important things to deal with first. But yeah, it took a while, but we got it done through, I think it was this past summer. And but before that, we just did the scholarship just in her name.
Okay.
Now it's the official nonprofit.
Okay. So you all were doing it, but it just wasn't in her name, but it just wasn't a official. If I ask how long ago did she pass away?
March 2020, like literally like 5 days before the pandemic started happening.
Gotcha. And with that scholarship, how many students have you guys helped so far with that scholarship?
We did. We're doing two scholarships, so two students, like $1,500 each.
And the required, do they have to be students that go to Lynn Public Schools, or is there a criteria for the scholarship? Or
the first criteria was like somebody with disabilities to help them out. But if there's nobody that's applying through North Shore for that, then it's just like a Lynn citizen and that needs help.
Gotcha. And North Shore has been really good partners with you guys since you guys been collaborating with them.
They've been awesome. Yeah. Any questions we have, they reply right away.
Yeah, definitely. And now later this month on the 19th, which is 2 weeks from this Saturday, there's a benefit concert. That will be at Knights of Columbus, correct?
Yes, it'll be at 177 Lynnfield Street in Lynn at the Knights of Columbus. I've been part of the Knights of Columbus for probably like 8 years now. And they're being nice and letting us have the hall and doing the benefit concert. And all the proceeds will go towards the scholarship and towards what I was saying about the high school and doing that stuff. And then later on in the year, we'll do something to raise money for the Camp Able.
Now, what's in store for the concert? Do you have a set band or a band already set in
Yeah,
stone?
we have two bands. One is actually my uncle is the drummer of. They're called Down by 10, and then the other one is Hit and Run, and they're going to be the main band.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Now, will this be the first of the first of its kind benefit concert for the
Yes,
organization?
yes. Hopefully, it's going to be annual.
Yeah, how excited are you for that, for this to be the first annual one?
Very excited. It's a good. I mean, she got to. We had a concert like right before she passed away, similar to this at the Knights, and she got to join, and she had a lot of fun, and our whole family had a blast. So it's kind of cool that we get to kind of continue it and have it go towards her nonprofit, well, our nonprofit, but in her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately we haven't been able to do it because of the pandemic, but
Yeah.
now we can, which is great.
Yeah, and I'm sure because you're able to get that space more, have more people in that space of the Knights of Columbus now. Because clearly we weren't weren't able to do that the past couple of years. But do you is there any sponsors for this, or do you guys have sponsors that are helping contribute to the benefit concert, or are you working with the community leaders or anything of that nature?
At the moment, no, we're not. We would like to. I've actually just moved back here and been doing a new job and everything, but so it's been very busy.
Yeah.
So next year will probably be more like the sponsors and
Yeah.
have raffle and different things like that. This year is the first year, so we're just doing the bands, but I mean, people are able to go on sweet80.org and buy their tickets and be able to donate too if they want to buy tickets and donate towards us.
Yeah. How long did it take to organize this and put it all together? I know you're saying this is kind of the first time you're putting this all together. How long was it to, for the brainstorming aspect and then just putting it together?
It's been taking a while. I mean, like we said before, we had the idea originally, what, a year and a half ago or a year ago, because we wanted to do it then, but I mean, the pandemic happened and it couldn't happen. But recently we've been really rocking and rolling with it and uh, getting it going. And it's been probably since we started the nonprofit to get it going. And my uncle John has been very instrumental with it because he's the ones that got the bands.
Mhm.
So I thank him a lot.
Yeah. Now, and for this year, are there any other programs or events that the organization is planning on hosting?
Yeah, we plan on hosting something. We haven't come up with it yet, but we plan on hosting something for the Camp Able portion of our nonprofit. Hopefully this summer, I would expect it to be some sort of event, but it will be, like I said, on sweet80.org. We have all the upcoming events coming up, and this is our first event, and then we'll plan more and get it going even more. It's just the first year, like I said.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you kind of, it seems like it took all your energy to put it together. So I'm sure it's going to be the first of many great ones. Please let the people know the time and location of the concert, the benefit concert.
Yes. It's February 19th. That's a Saturday at 177 Linfield Street in Lynn. It's the Knights of Columbus. It's at 7 o'clock. The doors open at 7, and there'll be like cocktail hour, and then the bands will come on at 8, and we'll have some like snack food and stuff. But eat dinner before you come.
Yeah, definitely. And please plug in the website, social media pages of the organization for those that are interested in knowing more about it.
Yes, it's sweetsadies.org. And then we have a Facebook page. It's Sweet Sadie's Difference Makers. And that's on the Facebook page.
All right. Robert, thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Definitely make sure to check it out February 19th at the Knights of Columbus, 7 o'clock. Show starts at 8 o'clock. So please go there and support them in any way, shape, or fashion. Even if you want, they could donate too on the website, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to donate, go to their website and donate if you can't make the concert. All right, you guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day. And now time for local events from the community calendar. On Tuesday, February 15th, the MBTA will host a virtual public meeting to provide updates on the MBTA's bus electrification program. During this meeting, MBTA staff will provide an outline for the modernization of all bus facilities to accommodate electric buses. For those interested in attending the meeting, they should visit the MBTA website and register online. On Thursday, February 17th, the MBTA will be holding a public meeting on the expansion of products for reduced fares and simplifying tariff rules. The changes that will be discussed during this public meeting will be permanent 5-day flex passes, lower pricing for 1-day link pass, new 7-day link pass for reduced fare riders, expanding reduced fare monthly passes to all modes, second transfers on bus and subway, and transfers between express buses. For more information, email publicengagement@mbta.com or call 617-645-0614. To find out more about the community calendar, visit lyntv.org. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Make sure to subscribe to the LCTV Facebook page as well as the LCTV YouTube channel. Also visit lyntv.org to watch any show at any time on your computer, phone, or tablet. I'm Mukala. Have a great day.